Hey guys, how's it going? So we're going to drop a couple of videos before the F1 race in Montreal, where my family is right now. My mom's here down from Canada, and she's sleeping right now, so good time to shoot a video. Well, I haven't done a Bose 901 video in a couple of years, and I watched Lenny from Just Hi-Fi's couple of Bose videos that he did, basically the secrets of, and all. And it's really good, really good. I'll put a link to both videos there. And he did a really, really good job on the pros and cons. And quite honestly, I got to agree with him on all points. Back in the day when the Acoustimask came out and Stereo Review was thrilled about it, I heard a pair at the Bose stores and stuff like that, and they sounded like crap. And I had a pair of DIY Radio Shack speakers at home that sounded way better than those things did. And honestly, the 901s, especially my sealed box 1968 on the top and the 1972s on the bottom, will smoke any Acoustimask system away. And I never really was into the whole 701, 501, 601, with all the drivers all over the place. It was, I heard 501s when I was a kid at one of my parents' friends' places, and, I wasn't a budding audiophile back then, but they looked cool, right? But honestly, if you want a pair of Bose speakers, get these, to be quite honest with you. And if you don't want to use them as your main left and right, or you should try them at least once, set up properly, look at the manuals, and just try it out and see if it floats your boat or not. But for surround speakers, these things are going to stay in my rig forever. A, because of the novelty factor, because they're 901s that, not too many people have heard set up properly. And B, I don't need to have side surrounds because I'm basically spraying 16 drivers towards my back wall, which is all drywall. The only treatment is the diffuser. And quite honestly, I may actually, if I get off my ass, and start doing some stuff, rebuild one of my old Bose EQs and patch it into the Onkyo AV preamp, which is another thing. The bat preamp is gone. Gone meaning, I've sold it. The money is good enough for what I need it for, and quite honestly, with these KT170s, I'm not missing that tube preamp whatsoever. And basically, nothing changed as far as imaging, soundstage, and all that good stuff. There's my first detour. Let's go back to the Bose 901s. So I've been running them with the mini DSP for the last 4 years, and it's great, it works. But I'm kind of thinking about putting one of the old EQs back into play, maybe see if I can get some of that hiss and some of that noise out of the way, and put it back into play. But again, when it comes to Bose, I never really had a hard-on for their products, even when I was doing DIY stuff 30 years ago. It just, I couldn't understand spending $3,000 to $4,000, on a skinny little thing that only worked with one set of speakers. You couldn't hook it up to anything else. It wouldn't work with anything else, and you were tied into it. And if you had any problems, like Lenny mentioned in the video, yeah, just send it back to Bose and they'll sell you something new for 50% off. And guess what? Hook, line, and sinker, boys and girls. I just recently got a pair of Bose. I guess they're the Ultras now. I guess they're called. Everything's Ultra nowadays. I think Leo started a trend. And yeah, I traded in my old QC35 2s, and they knocked off, I think, $200 off the list price. And the thing was, I'd won those at Crutchfield, and I'm still using my old case that came with my non-noise canceling Bose headphones that I kind of blew up testing a Bose EQ, ironically, back in the apartment. Anyhow, one thing I will never take away from Bose is they make one hell of a set of headphones. I hate the case though, because you can't, I work in IT, so I need to keep a backpack as slim as possible. And the old non-noise canceling case works best with these. They still fold up and everything else. You guys have seen the reviews. I'll probably post a couple of links, but I love these things. Now they are tight. They're sealed, right? And thank God they kept the analog input, right? That bypasses all the noise canceling and all the other shit. And I talked my son into buying a pair, and because he's got the next ones, the ones that I didn't like, they basically changed the whole design and everything. This kind of goes back to the QC35 design, which I like a lot better. And now they've got the cute little touch thing here. I like them, And as you guys know, I blew up my Stax tube headphone amp, and I've got Corydon's old one driving the COS electrostatics. I might try these. Well, actually, my son is using his pair with the Aries headphone DAC preamp, which is another video that I'm going to link in the comments. That the guy did like an hour-long video, walked through the whole thing. It was excellent. So yeah, getting back to Bose, I'm always going to use their headphones for travel, sometimes even at home. When it comes to the 901s, I did my homework 5 years ago. Well, no, 6 years ago. Yeah, damn, it's almost 6 years that Happy and I went for a drive to Tucson there. And, back then I did my homework. Don't get the ported ones from the 70s or the 80s unless you can get your hands on a pair of 901 version 6 with what I call the swirly surrounds. Those are the non-foam rotting ones. There's a lot of controversy between the 5 series and the 6 series from 35, 36, 40 years ago almost, that they'd transitioned from the foam rotting surrounds to the non-foam rotting surrounds, and I wasn't going to take a chance. Would I love to get a pair of swirly surround black finished 901s? Sure. But I'm not going to pay more than $200-300 for them. Yeah. So, because the word's gotten out now that if you want non-foam rotting 901s, you either go with Series 1, Series 2, or the Series 6 version 2. And my mom woke up, Rocket's about to start growling because they get along like oil and water.